what do you do when customers fact check what you're saying in real time using AI? They pull out their phone and they go, chat, is what this guy is saying, is that the best deal? Is it the best warranty? Is it the best price? Does it even make sense? This is how we're going to have to handle all sales presentations. The other important thing is to see it as coaching. Remember, closing somebody is coaching somebody towards an outcome that betters their life from using our product. We become the authority in the space. The sales game has changed because AI is the ultimate BS detector. You can't just hype somebody up. You can't just tell them all the things that they want to hear and just hope that ChatGPT isn't going to rip it to shreds in 3 seconds, because whether they do it with you in real time, which is happening more often than not, or worse, they leave and then fact check everything you've told them through ChatGPT or some AI model, it's going to happen. So what we need to do is understand that that's going to happen. How do we use it to our advantage? And the way that we think about sales as a whole really needs to shift. See, sales is a coaching process. It's not manipulating somebody. It's not pressuring somebody to buy something, because those aren't options anymore. What does matter is your ability to coach somebody through a challenge that they have to find a really good solution that betters their life from using your product. Your job is to raise the customer's expectations, their aspirations. Basically, you show them a bigger vision than they currently hold in their minds of how your product or service could make their life better. And then they justify that using logic and using AI. So with that said, let's talk about closing. See, AI can write you 100 lines to close somebody, but people don't buy words. That's the truth. They buy feelings. Really what they buy is a feeling of certainty, and you need to transfer that feeling of certainty to them. They need to feel certain that the product or the service is right for them. Whatever it is you're trying to sell somebody on, or even sell yourself, the person needs to feel it and then back it up with logic. The thing is, humans don't think logically and then get a feeling about something. We don't. What we do is we feel something and then come up with reasons to justify it. Now, think about this for yourself. Most people remember a time when they knew they should eat a salad or something healthy, and instead they made a choice like a chocolate bar or a Big Mac or something that wasn't healthy. Why? Well, they knew what was healthy, what was good for them, but in that moment they had a craving, a feeling, yeah? And their mind justified that feeling with a bunch of BS. Logic. Belief systems, yeah? What it did is it basically said, hey, you've eaten healthy all week. Look how good you've been. You deserve this little treat. Go and have that treat. And they get all of these justifications, these rational lies that justify the feeling they're having. Now, after they've eaten the chocolate or whatever it was that wasn't so great, they usually get a feeling of guilt, going, oh, I shouldn't have done that, and they feel guilty, and so the cycle repeats. Now, you might have done this in a different scenario or a different situation. Think of a time when you knew you needed to do something that would better your life, but you just really didn't want to do it because it was scary or uncomfortable. Maybe you needed to reach out to a new client, or you needed to DM some people, or you needed to go and sell in a way that you weren't comfortable with, or give a big speech, or do something really uncomfortable, like get on the phones and call all these people and let them know that your product's great. Now, your brain starts to justify that uncomfortable feeling. It's good for you, it's good for your business, but you're not the kind of person who does that. Maybe you should hire somebody who does it. That's called justification, yeah? It's rational lies. You're rationalizing the feeling. Even though the action would mean that you'd grow and your business would grow and everything would get better, you look at other people in the environment and go, oh, well, it's natural for them. That person can do it, but I'm just not that kind of person. That's not the kind of person I am. I'm an introvert or an extrovert or a Martian or whatever crap your mind comes up with. That is what happens. Your brain is literally trying to justify an uncomfortable feeling. And it's nonsense. When you're calm, you'd think, wow, I really need to do this uncomfortable thing a couple of 100,000 times so I become as comfortable with it as this guy or that guy. In other words, your brain makes excuses so we can skip tough tasks, justifying and rationalizing our own feelings and nerves and our anxiousness about doing something new that would stretch us, that is uncomfortable. And This matters when you're closing somebody else. This is the difference between AI and a human influencer in whatever capacity you're influencing somebody or even yourself. See, AI is always going to trap you at the same logical level of thinking that created the problem in the first place. Bear with me, because this is everything. Einstein said that, by the way, but it's true of AI. See, how many times have you gone to ChatGPT or a large language model and basically typed in your problem and said, this is my problem, and got it to help you solve it? Well, that's great because it literally will work through the process to help you solve it, which is what you asked for. However, it keeps you stuck at that same level of thinking that created the problem in the first place. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're getting it to solve a $300 problem, it'll help you solve that $300 problem. But then in your life, the next $300 problem will pop up and you'll be continually stuck at that level. Instead of having a human giving you a higher aspiration, a bigger dream, a bigger vision for your life. Hey, instead of solving a $300 problem, let's use that same amount of energy and that same amount of time and solve a $300,000 problem, which makes the $300 problem completely irrelevant. Humans do that. That's called raising your logical level of thinking. It means getting you to see bigger, to have a bigger, grander vision, to be able to link, hey, don't just do this thing you were looking at over here. Let's think bigger. If you did this bigger thing, this grander thing, it'll affect all areas of your life. It'll affect your family, your finances, your health, your wealth. That gives the client a picture, a bigger image. Now they can go to ChatGPT and help them work through that, because it's going to better their lives in a way that just going to ChatGPT wouldn't. Because whenever they type something into ChatGPT, it's going to go, oh, wow, it's really great you thought that, because, and keeps you stuck at that level of thinking. We as humans can raise people's levels of thinking and help them see a grander, bigger vision. This is so important because this is the value of humans interacting with other humans versus what AI can do for us. Please listen to this. This is how you close people. They're not there to get information that they could have gotten online. They're there because you paint a bigger picture, a bigger, grander vision. You basically make them see stuff they couldn't see when they walked in. They just weren't aware of it. You said, hey, this product doesn't do just this. It does all of this. And they get a feeling like, whoa, awesome. And then their brain goes to work justifying that feeling. And then when they do go to ChatGPT or whatever AI they're using, it justifies them having it if you get them to prompt it the correct way, which is everything in sales right now. Having a customer go to ChatGPT and going, I love this product. I want this thing. How's this going to benefit my life? Versus going to ChatGPT and prompting, this guy says this. Is it right? Is it wrong? What's? Because the two answers are going to be very, very different. You want AI to back up your pitch, not destroy it. And ironically, the foundation that makes all of this work is very human. And I know I get passionate about this because I am passionate about it at the moment. This is the stuff that really works, that really makes a difference. And it all comes from a place of confidence. Remember, we're always transferring certainty. Certainty is a state. It's something you do. It's basically squaring your shoulders up. It's looking somebody directly in the eyes. It's smiling with your eyes. It's feeling 100% congruent. If you're congruent in yourself, you will transfer that feeling to somebody else. And then their mind will go ahead and justify why they feel confident about whatever it is you're presenting. This is everything in sales. So let's tie this all together. The bottom line is we're handling objections. The goal isn't to fight AI, it's to use it. Use it instead of having it use you. Simply create a vision that the customer wants to believe in and have AI back that up. Take initiative. Say, look, when you go home and you talk to ChatGPT, make sure you ask it this prompt. I'll write it down for you. In fact, pull your phone out. Let's do it while we're together. Just put it on speaker. Let me ask a question for you. Lastly, the only way we're going to be able to do any of that is to basically have the confidence inside of us, transfer that certainty over to the customer to make sure that they believe in the bigger vision we're presenting for them so they can justify in their own minds the feeling that they're having, and then go to ChatGPT, which backs us up again. This is sales, selling yourself or selling someone else, which is really leadership. And it's how it always should have been. Until next time.